Has been really interesting, I gotta say. And I'm out here on a mental health journey, honestly, dealing with some grief issues. Obviously, both my parents are gone. And this past month of August, we passed the 2-year mark since Dad died, 10 years since my brother Brad died, and 5 months since my mom. So it was kind of a roller coaster, emotional kind of period for me. But I've regained my confidence. So here I am at the destination of choice, which was Devil's Tower. This is Devil's Tower, Wyoming. It's in the northeastern part of Wyoming. And it was the setting for the movie, the 1977 movie, Close Encounters of the First Kind from Steven Spielberg. And I'm not going to lie, I watched it. I did. Last night, I decided, well, I'm here. I might as well watch the movie. I don't think I'd seen it in many years. However, I think the last time I came out to Devil's Tower, we might have done the same thing. Watched Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It's kind of what you do when you're out here. So I just wanted to update. Life has been really interesting, I gotta say. And I'm out here on a mental health journey, honestly, dealing with some grief issues. Obviously, both my parents are gone. And this past month of August, we passed the 2-year mark since Dad died, 10 years since my brother Brad died, and 5 months since my mom. So it was kind of a roller coaster, emotional kind of period for me. But I've regained my confidence. I had to get the trailer aligned after the whole Kentucky disaster. I was still having some problems with the alignment on the trailer. And so I had to, once I got to Sioux Falls, I had more tire issues and I had to take it to an alignment shop. So that was a really interesting experience because they work on the big rigs, the big diesel trucks. So watching him bring my trailer into their shop was really quite fascinating. I took plenty of pictures and video because right after that I had to go over to a local tire store, which was a half a mile away, and get a new tire put on the trailer. So this was like, I think on the driver's side front tire, we're on the 4th tire in the last couple of months. Yeah. But I had lost some confidence and I went back to my friends in Arkansas and just mended my wounds for a while, about a month, till I could figure out what to do next. And then it just started this journey. It's okay. So I'd been invited to do a Radio Is Not Dead in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And so I wanted to get to Sioux Falls. But I also wanted to get to here, Devil's Tower. So I made my way north into South Dakota by way of Branson, Missouri, Nebraska City, Nebraska. There was a little stint driving at the border of Missouri and Iowa. So I was in Iowa. And then gosh, see how it is. It's like I've been on the road for so long, I forget where I've been. So after Sioux Falls would have been a nice time to just regroup. And that's what I did there. I actually stayed at the fairgrounds there for a week because I had to get the alignment done. And it was cheaper to stay for a whole week than it would have been to stay for 5 or 6 days just because they have a weekly rate. So might as well take advantage of it. So I did. And that was a good rest. And then I left and I went to Chamberlain, South Dakota. Loved it there. Very tiny, small town, a little right on the Missouri River. And then I went to Sturgis, got there right after the bike rally. So I had this campground literally all to myself. It was like just rows and rows of campsites on a big, huge field off the freeway. But I was there all by myself in all of those rows. It was quite interesting. And the dog loved it because we were sitting on grass, so he got to play outside a lot, and because there was nobody for him to disturb, nobody to disturb us. And so I was able to just spend some time at the Sturgis campground. Just took care of business in Sturgis. There wasn't really anything for me to see. And I'd already done Mount Rushmore and Crazy Horse and Custer's State Park a few years ago. So that wasn't really a priority for me. But getting back to Devil's Tower was because I was mostly intrigued with the history of the area. The Native Americans see this as a very sacred location, and there is a bunch of prayer cloth and bundles, they call them, and a teepee. That was really quite interesting. And that is what I find most fascinating about this area. not only that, is that there's a lot of mysteries and conspiracies surrounding Devil's Tower. And even as I was watching Close Encounters last night with a whole different mindset, I was like, where's the conspiracies here? I mean, it's all about alien encounter and aliens coming here on a special location and using music as a way of communicating. And I just thought that's a very interesting dynamic, because I'm now bringing it, reintroducing my License to Be Badass and the Badass soundtrack and the Badass certification class coming up very soon. I've got another book coming. Yep. Not a novel, but this is specific for radio people. And I'm super excited about it because I collaborated with my new best friend, Mike McVeigh of McVeigh Media, who is a radio Hall of Famer and just an amazing human being. And I was thrilled when he was willing to participate in my next little endeavor focused on the mental health of radio people. So I'm out here with a mental health tip for you. Get back into nature. I sit out here and it's so quiet and so peaceful. And when the breeze goes, you can just hear it through the trees. The dog, he just absolutely loves it. Look, he's down here. I had to tie him up here just because he can't go running around, but he too loves nature. Getting out here and doing this little hike with him is the highlight of the day. It's the highlight of the trip, really, doing these little hikes. And we try to get them in whenever we can, but I admittedly, with my grief and stuff, sometimes I'm not motivated to do it. And I'm finding that I'm using all of the tools in my toolbox. Remember, I am a grief counselor. I am certified. But when it's your own emotions, you're riding that roller coaster too. It's not like I have it all together because I'm a grief counselor. No, I just know what's happening to me. And so when I have foggy brain, or I have no motivation, or I'm just feeling sluggish and I don't want to do anything, I honor it. And I'm just like, okay, this is not permanent. It's just a temporary emotion, temporary situation. I want to tell you, if you're feeling sad, depressed, stressed, anxious, whatever it is, give yourself permission to go out in nature. Even if all you can do is sit on a bench and enjoy watching the birds fly, if that's all you're capable of doing, close your eyes and just observe, smell the smells, use all of your senses. This is like a great creative writing project, but it's also great for your mental health, for mindfulness. And mindfulness is part of my program, and it's getting in touch with everything that's going on and including all of your senses. So get out in nature, and then even if you're just sitting there, what do you feel? Pay attention. What are you feeling? Are you feeling the roughness of the branches of the tree? Are you feeling the crunch of the pine needles underneath your feet? What are you hearing? Are you hearing the sound of the wind? Are you hearing the birds chirping? With me, I get to hear the pitter patter of my dog running. What do you smell? Do you smell the trees and the soil and the flowers? And what do you hear? And then what do you taste? Taste is interesting when you're out here. I hope you're not tasting dirt, but maybe you are. Maybe you're getting your senses so in tune that you're tasting it. If not, take a sip of water or a juice that you brought or something, and what are you tasting? So involve all of your senses, and that will definitely help to increase the dopamine and the serotonin, boost your mood, give you some of that adrenaline rush and oxytocin. Oxytocin is our natural feel-good hormone, and you want that. That will help you. You're like, how is this going to solve my problems? It doesn't solve your problems. It just helps to change your body chemistry and your mindset so that as the problems occur, you can deal with them more reasonably and in a healthier way. So that's my mental health tip from Devil's Tower. And I got more to come. I got more travels coming up. And so I'm going to do more videos, but I wanted to do a little mental health tip while I'm out here doing a little forest, prairie, nature bathing experience with my dog. It's a much needed after the time that I have been having. The month of August was rough, but actually this entire journey that I've been on this summer, getting to Kentucky and getting stuck there, and all of the repairs that I've had to do. And it's not even about the trailer. I had computer repairs. I got my phone wet, had to replace it. And anybody who's had to replace their phone knows what a major hassle that is. And that situation, you name it, I've had problems, but I'm making the best of it. And now I'm headed back west, and I will be back at the ranch shortly, but I still have more things to do. Another radio is not dead. I've still got Sioux Falls, and then I've got another one coming up in Douglas, Wyoming, and then Salt Lake City to have some issues with my solar power system taken care of with somebody in Salt Lake City, and then to visit some more friends, and as I head down into Arizona. So it's been a whirlwind. I can't really say whirlwind. It's been a very interesting trip. And I got this book done and that during it. And honestly, that's an amazing feat that I actually got that accomplished. And I'm really pleased with it. Mental health tip. Get out in nature, even if all you can do is a half an hour, and engage all of your senses. Be present in that moment. Don't be thinking about your problems and how you're going to solve them. Be thinking about what it smells like. Be thinking about what you're feeling under your feet. Be thinking about what you're hearing. Be thinking about what you're smelling, and be thinking about what you're tasting. Meanwhile, I got to get my dog back out on a walk. Hey, you. Hey, Kismet. What's going on, buddy? Okay, we'll get out of here. Time to go.